Hello, welcome to your lesson. The prompt word for today is hike. So yesterday we started with our passport, and today we're going to put our hiker, having her little rest there, into the picture, I guess you could say. You're more than welcome to print this out. If you're on my email list, I would have, and you're doing this with me each day, I will have given you the reference image, which you're more than welcome to print out and trace on. And to be honest, I was going to do the same thing, and then I thought, you know what, let's just give it a go. I know the boot from last week, so I'm just doing my little left, my little L shape, putting a boot under it, a little bow there, so I can kind of start with the things that are really familiar to me. And I have my image right next to what I'm tracing out, copying out, sorry. And I kind of have it in the same size that I want to be copying, so that it's just a little bit easier to get the perspective. I'm also pressing quite lightly today so that if I do need to erase anything, there's no problem in that, you know. Erasing's fine, but I can come in and I can erase that if I need to. And I really am not thinking this is a leg, I'm thinking this is a shape. I'm thinking, what way does the shape go? What does the shape make? And as long as we have the right kind of proportions for a human, it'll feel like a human, which is awesome. Got a bit of hair here. Down the other side. I'll put a little rock for her to be seated on as well. So our hike prompt makes us think that our hiker is maybe in the middle of a hike, maybe just starting, maybe finished a hike, I don't know. And then I'm just going to very, very easily come and outline that. And as I'm outlining, if there are any kind of lines that I think maybe we're in the wrong spot, I can adjust them as well. So I won't walk you through each of these basic shapes. Hopefully, I know a lot of you have said to me you watch the first 10 minutes and then you get your pens out and have a go, which is brilliant, by the way. You're doing amazing. So I won't walk you through each of these basic shapes, but just to kind of know that in my head when I'm drawing them, I'm thinking, oh, that's a wave, or that's a semicircle, or something like that, so that you're not kind of putting any pressure on yourself. And if you've known me for a little while, you know tracing is not cheating. So if you feel like you're going to get more joy from having the picture look exactly like the prompt that I've sent out to you, there's no judgment in switching the printer on. No judgment at all. All right, I think she looks lovely. You could break this into 2 sessions today. That was quite a lot of inking, but let's go straight into doing our watercolor. Now, it might not surprise you to know that I'm going to go in with a little bit of a pink top. Just a really nice opera rose that I have. My hiker is not traditional. All my favorite colors. What's the point in having all the colors if you can't just use whatever you want? I'll be really sensible with her shoes, I guess. Maybe I should have done them red like last week's. Let me know. A little bit of cerulean blue I think works really well for jeans, as long as the rest of the artwork isn't going to have the cerulean in the sky. I'm not sure if mine is yet, but I thought I would just mention that. I'll grab a little bit of yellow ochre for the hair. I'll put some of the yellow ochre on the arm as well. Tone it down with a little bit of red for skin colour. That's looking amazing. Payne's grey. So let's do a little bit of Payne's grey to fill in the rocks, and then we will actually come back over and put a little bit of layering in here. So a bit of shadow. If we thought that this bit here is in shadow from the other rock, and we think maybe the sun is coming maybe from over here, let's do a little bit of a person shadow that comes from the person over this way. Just kind of comes like a little rectangle for where she's sitting. Then we can go ahead and grab a little bit more Payne's grey for the shadow of the rock. I won't do as much this time because I don't want it to compete too much with her shadow. A bit of texture there so it doesn't look weird. Awesome. I'm going to move down to my number 3 paintbrush, and I'm going to grab the Opera Rose. It's not a very easy colour to layer, so I have not super high expectations of it. But I'm just going to take it a little bit darker, pardon me, a little bit darker here under the arm. And along the collar there. And then for the cerulean blue, it's very similar to the Opera Rose. It's very hard to darken. You just end up using less water, but it doesn't really end up super dark. So a little less water, same colour. Just take a bit of that shadow there. A few little crease lines there on the walking trousers. A little bit of a shadow line there under the arm. With an easy little illustration like this, I don't really go in for too many grey shadows. It's not really worth it. Let's get some Van Dyke Brown. I forgot to wake up my paints this morning, so they're a little bit dry, but that's okay. A little bit of, that was a bit too much. Bit of Van Dyke Brown. Some of the hair. Just going to mop some of this bit up because it was a little bit too dark. And then we'll grab a little bit of our orange straight from the pan. So we're almost just kind of making different elements pop, so we don't just have one layer. We've got kind of 3 layers now. We have a layer of the ink, and we have a layer of the watercolor, and then we have the 3rd layer to kind of make it feel a little bit more 3-dimensional or interesting. This is just a fun little illustration. Just 10 minutes. There's our hiker sitting down, doing whatever she wants. I hope you have enjoyed that. Give yourself 10 minutes of creative time today. Make something pretty, make something easy, make it low stress. Remember, practice makes progress, not perfection. So just have a little bit of a play today, and I will see you with your word prompt tomorrow.